Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing great. So all of you are studying very hard for your exams. Uh, so we have discussed part one of this session. So today we are going to discuss from where we have left in the part one. So Quant Accelerator Workshop 2. I hope all of you have this handout TQWHO 3541902 with you. So we are going to discuss from this handout only the questions which are available in this handout. So in the workshop I have discussed earlier also, we are not going to discuss any new concept. We are just going to discuss some of the medium or difficulty level questions of the topics which we have studied so far. So we will going to only restrict ourselves for questions only, not for theory part. So let's start from where we have left in the last class. So let's start with a question. So this is a question. So as I told you earlier in this part one of this session, that you just need to understand the question first and just get an idea in your mind what has to be done. You need not to solve the question at this point of time. I will be solving the question for you. You just get an idea what has to be done. So take 30-40 seconds for each of the questions, then I'll be solving it for you. So to take 40-50 seconds to just read the question and get an idea what has to be done in this question, then I'll be solving it for you. Okay, so let's start solving this question. So first let's read this question together and try to understand what has been given in the question and what has been asked in the question. So this is question number 15 of your handout. So same question number 15 of your handout. The minimum value of b plus c upon a plus c plus a upon b plus a plus b upon c, where a, b, c are positive integers. So what we need to do in this question, we just need to find the minimum value of the given expression. So what expression is given? B plus c upon a, c plus a upon b, a plus b upon c whole addition. So this is the expression. We need to find its minimum value. So what we are going to use here, we are going to use a concept of maximum minimum, which says any positive real number and its reciprocal sum is always greater than equal to 2. So if I take any positive real number, for example, if I take 1 by 3, what is 1 by 3 plus its reciprocal? What is the reciprocal of 1 by 3? It is 1 upon 1 by 3. And what is 1 upon 1 by 3? It is 3. So 1 by 3 plus 3 is obviously greater than 2. Similarly, if I take suppose any positive real number which I take is 2. So 2 plus reciprocal of 2. What is reciprocal of 2? It is 1 by 2. So 2 plus 1 by 2 is again greater than 2. So any positive real number and its reciprocal will always be greater than equal, and their sum will always be greater than equal to 2. So we are going to use this exhaustively in this question. So any positive real number x plus its reciprocal 1 by x should be greater than equal to 2. This is what we are going to use here. So can I say if a positive real number is a by b, then its reciprocal would be b by a, because 1 upon a by b is going to be b by a. So we can say b by a plus a by b, because if b by a is a positive real number, then its reciprocal is a by b. So b by a plus a by b should be greater than equal to 2. Similarly, we can say c by a plus a by c is also greater than equal to 2, and b by c plus c by b is also greater than equal to 2. So any positive real number and its reciprocal sum is always greater than equal to 2. If we add all three of them, what we are going to get? B by a plus a by b plus c by a plus a by c plus b by c plus c by b greater than equal to 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. And after adjusting them, we can write it as b by a plus c by a plus a by b plus c by b plus a by c plus b by c, and this should be greater than equal to 6. And we can write it in the given form also. A we can take LCM as a, b we can take LCM as b, c we can take LCM as c. So it will become b plus c upon a plus c upon b plus a plus b upon c, and this expression should be greater than equal to 6. Greater than equal to 6 means what should be the minimum value of this expression? 6 should be the minimum value of this expression. So 6 should be our answer in this case. So option number D is going to be our answer, which is 6. I hope it is clear to all of you. So what I have done, I have just used the property any positive real number and its reciprocal sum is always greater than equal to 2 and just expanded the given expression and solved it. I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, let's move on to next question. So just take 30-40 seconds, then I'll be solving the question for you. So just get an idea what has to be done in this question. Okay, I hope all of you have read the question and some of you have got the idea what has to be done in this question. So this question is based on probability. So we are going to use the rules of probability in this question. Whatever we have discussed in probability, we are going to use those concepts in this question. So what has been given in the question, a bag contains 10 balls or 2 of which are red, 3 are blue and 5 are black. So there are 10 balls in a bag, 2 of which are red, 3 are blue and 5 are black balls. So again 3 balls are drawn at random from the bag. So we have drawn 3 balls out of 10 balls. Then probability that 2 balls are of the same color is. So what is the condition which is given? We have to take out the 3 balls from those 10 balls and out of those 3 balls 2 has to be of the same color. And how many same color balls are here? How many different colors are available? 2 red balls are available, 3 blue balls are available and 5 black balls are available. So can I say 2 similar color of balls can be either of red, blue or black? So we have to make 3 cases here. First case, when we have to take 2 red balls and 1 ball either from blue or black. We can take anyone, not an issue. Second case, when we are going to take 2 balls out of 3 blue balls and 1 ball from rest of the black and the red balls. Similarly, third case, when we are going to take 2 balls from the black wala side, black wala balls, and 1 ball from either of red or blue. So we are going to take 3 cases here. So how we are going to do this? Let's just start. So probability that 2 balls of the same color is equal to what? Favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. What is favorable outcomes? 3 cases are there in favorable outcome. First case, when we have taken 2 balls from 2 red balls. So out of 2 we have taken both of them. So out of 2 we need to select both. So 2C 2 ways are those ways in which we can select 2 red balls out of 2 red balls. And from the remaining 8 balls we can select any one ball. So 8C1, by 8C1 we can select 1 ball from the remaining 8 balls. So this is first case when we have selected 2 red balls and 1 from either blue or black ball. Second case is going to be when we are going to select 2 blue balls out of 3 blue balls. So 2 blue balls can be selected out of 3 blue balls in 3C2 ways. Then the remaining balls would be 7, and out of those 7 balls we can select 1 ball in 7C1 ways. So we can say 3C2 into 7C1 are those cases in which there would be 2 blue balls and 1 ball can be of black or red, anyone. Third case is going to be when we are going to select 2 black balls from the 5 given black balls. It can be done in 5C2 ways. At the same time remaining balls becomes 5 and out of those 5 we have to select 1 in 5C1 ways. So these 3 are going to be our favorable cases when we have selected 2 red, 2 blue and 2 black, divided by total number of cases. What if there would have been no condition of 2 balls being the same color? So we would have been selecting 3 balls out of the 10 balls. And if there is no condition, in how many ways can we select 3 balls out of 10 balls? 10C3 ways. That is going to be total number of combinations for this case. So after solving, we know how to solve NCR. It is n factorial upon r factorial upon n minus r factorial. We have studied in permutation and combinations in detail. So we are going to just solve this and get the answer. What is 2C2? It is going to be 1. What is 8C1? It is going to be 8. What is 3C2? It is going to be 3. What is 7C1? It is going to be 7. What is 5C2? It is 10. What is 5C1? It is 1. Similarly, 10C3 is going to be 10 into 9 into 8 divided by 1 into 2 into 3. 7 factorial will get cancelled out in that case. So after solving, what answer will be getting? 79 upon 120 is my required answer, which is choice C. I hope it is clear to all of you. What we have done in this question, we have just first calculated the favorable cases. How we have calculated the favorable cases? We have divided the given question in 3 cases when there would be 2 red balls, 2 blue balls or 2 black balls. So we have taken those 3 cases and just added them, divided by the total number of cases. If there would have been no condition of 2 balls being of the same color, then it can be done in 10C3 ways. I hope it is clear to all of you. Right? So let's just move on to next question. So question number 22 of your handout. So just get through the question, just try and solve it, just try and get an idea what has to be done in this question, then I'll be solving it for you. Take 40 seconds to just get an idea what has to be done in this question. Okay, I hope all of you have read the question and some of you have got the idea also what has to be done in this question. So let me just read it once again, try to get an idea what has to be done or what is given in the question and what has been asked in the question. So question number 22 says A, B, C and D have 75 marbles among them. So they have total of 75 marbles with them, full stop. A has twice the number of marbles that B has. So A is having double of the marbles that B have. Suppose B have 2 marbles, then A would be having 4 marbles. If B would have 3 marbles, A would be having 6 marbles. So A has twice the number of marbles that B has. Next, B has twice the number of marbles that C has. So if C has 8 marbles, then B will be having 16 marbles. If C has 10 marbles, then B will be having 20 marbles. Similarly, C has twice the number of marbles that D have. Full stop, find the total number of marbles that A and D have. So we need to find out the total number of marbles that A and D have. So let's just start solving this question. How can we find out? So let us suppose if A person have A marbles, B person have small b marbles, and C person have small c marbles, and D person have small d marbles respectively. So according to the given condition, total number of marbles with them is 75. So I can say A plus B plus C plus D is going to be 75. This is your first equation. Second, what is given in this question? A has twice the number of marbles that B have. So can I say A is equal to twice of B? Yes, of course we can say A is equal to twice of B. Similarly, what we can say, B has twice the number of marbles that C has. So B is equal to 2C. Similarly, C is equal to 2D. So from second, third and fourth, what we can convert all of them in the single variable. So obviously we can do that. Can I say if A is equal to 2B, then what is B? B is going to be A by 2. So if B is going to be A by 2, what is C? C is going to be A by 4. Just putting the values in the subsequent equation and get the answer. And similarly, C is going to be A by 8. So just putting the values in first equation, we can say A plus A by 2 plus A by 4 plus A by 8 is equal to 75. So after solving, the value of A comes out to be 40. And what is A? A was the number of marbles that A person was having. So if A was having 40 marbles, then B would be having how much marble? B would be, or we need to find out the marbles of A and D only. So D would be having how much? A by 8. What is 40 by 8? It is 5 marbles. So what is the sum of marbles with A and D? It is going to be 40 plus 5, which is 45. So option B is going to be your answer. 45 marbles A and D would be having together. So again, I'm explaining what has been done in this question. Total number of marbles were given. I have assumed let A has small a marble, B has small b marble, C has small c marble, and D has small d marble. And what is the total sum of all the marbles they would be having? That is 75. So I can say A plus B plus C plus D is going to be 75. And then some conditions was given that A was having twice the number of marbles that B was having. B was having twice the number of marbles that C was having, and C was having twice the number of marbles that D was having. And after solving, we can say we have converted all of them in the one variable. We can easily do that. B is equal to A by 2, and if we put the value of B in the next equation, we'll be getting C is equal to A by 4 and D is equal to A by 8, and so on. And we kept plugged in all the values in equation 1. We have got the value of A. If A is equal to 40, what is D? D is equal to A by 8. It is going to be 40 by 8, which is 5. So D was having 5 marbles and A was having 40 marbles. So what is the sum of the marbles that A and D was having? 40 plus 5, it is going to be 45. I hope it is clear to all of you. So let's move on to next question. So this is question number 23 of your handout. Just take 40 seconds, get an idea what has to be done in this question, then I'll be solving it for you. You need not to solve. You just need to get an idea in your mind what has to be done in this question. Okay, I hope all of you have read the question and most of you have got an idea also what has to be done in this question. So let's just start solving this question. This question says a sum of money has to be divided among A, B and C in the ratio 4:5:6, full stop. By mistake it was divided in the ratio 1/4, 1/5 and 1/6. Due to this mistake, C got rupees 12,000 less than what he was supposed to get. Find the correct share of C. So this is going to be the question from RPV, ratio proportion variation. So from the chapter ratio proportion, we have discussed these type of question. So this is just a practice question for that. So a sum of money is going to be distributed among A, B and C in the ratio 4:5:6. By mistake, it was divided in the ratio 1/4:1/5:1/6. Due to this mistake, C got rupees 12,000 less than what he was supposed to get. We need to find out the correct share of C. So what is the correct share of C? So can I say correct share of C is going to be 6/15 or 2/5 of the total share? How? Because the money was supposed to be divided in the ratio 4:5:6. So A share is going to be 4 part, B share is going to be 5 ratio point, and C share is going to be 6 ratio point or 6 parts. So what is C share? C share is 6 upon total. What is total? 4 plus 5 plus 6, which is 15. So C share is going to be 6/15 of the total amount which is to be divided. So can I say C share is 2/5 or 40% of the total share which has to be divided? Yes. But what happened? But the money was divided, instead of dividing it in the ratio 4:5:6, by mistake they have divided the money in the reciprocal ratio, or 1/4 ratio, 1/5 ratio, 1/6. So to get the ratio, we have to multiply all of them with the 4, 5, 6 LCM. LCM of 4, 5, 6 is 60. So we have multiplied all of them by 60. So what I will be getting, 1/4 into 60 is going to be 15. 1/5 into 16 is going to be 12. And 1/6 into 60 is going to be 10. So the money, instead of dividing the money in the ratio 4:5:6, in what ratio they have divided the money? 15:12:10. So what would be the share of C now? It is going to be 10 point out of, what is the total ratio point? It is 15 plus 12 plus 10. So this is going to be 37. So what is the share that C has received due to this mistake? It is 10/37 of the total, and what he was supposed to get exactly, that was 2 by 5 of the total money which was to be distributed. So what is the difference between these two share? It is going to be 12,000. C has got 12,000 rupees less. So can I say total amount, let total amount distributed be X. So what C was supposed to get 2 by 5 of X, but instead of that what C has actually got 10 by 37 of X, and the difference between these two is going to be 12,000 rupees. So from this we can easily calculate the value of X, which is 5 into 37 into 510, and we can, to get the correct share of C, we can easily get what is the correct share of C. It is going to be 6 by 15 or 2 by 5 times of total money, which is 5 into 37 into 510, which is rupees 37,000. So option C is going to be your correct answer. So again I am explaining what has been asked in the question and what we have done in this question. So a sum of money is to be distributed among A, B and C in the ratio 4:5:6. But due to some mistake, it was divided in the ratio 1/4, ratio 1/5, ratio 1/6. Due to this mistake, C got rupees 12,000 less than what he was actually supposed to get. So you need to find out the correct share of C, what C was supposed to get. So first we have got what was the ratio point which C was getting, 6 ratio point. Out of total 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 15 ratio point. So what was the C's share? 2 by 5 of total money which is to be distributed. That was the actual share which she was supposed to get. But actually what he got the money was distributed in the ratio of 1/4, 1/5, 1/6, that is 15, 12 and 10. So what was the C share now? It is 10 upon total, which is 37. So 10 by 37 of total money distributed. If total money distributed is rupees X, so can I say the correct share minus the incorrect share is going to be 12,000 rupees. So 2 by 5X minus 10 by 37X is going to be 12,000. So we can get the value of X, which is the total amount which has to be distributed. And C's correct share is 2 by 5 or 6 by 15 times of the total share. So it is going to be rupees 37,000. Option C is going to be your answer. I hope it is clear to all of you. So let's move on to next question. So next question is this question number 24 of your handout. So just try and get an idea what has to be done in this question in 40 seconds. So just try this question. Okay, I hope all of you have read the question and most of you have got the idea also, and some of you have in fact solved the question in this time also. So let's just get an idea first what has to be done in this question. So in a company, the salary of sales executive is partly fixed and partly based on his sales. Full stop. A sales executive earns rupees 22,000 in a month for selling 300 units and rupees 20,000 in the next month for selling only 250 units. If he sells 400 units in a month, what are his earnings per unit? So you need to calculate his earnings per unit if he is selling 400 units in a month. So what this question is saying that suppose I am a salesperson and I'll be getting some fixed amount of money and some amount is fixed on my sales. Whatever sales I'll be doing, I'll be getting the incentives from that part. So there is my salary consists of two components. One is fixed part and another one is variable part or the varying part. Okay, so and there are two conditions given. When I am selling 300 units, I'll be getting 22,000 rupees. If I am selling 250 units, I'll be getting 20,000 rupees. So question is asking, if I am selling 400 units, how many rupees I'll be getting for selling one unit at that point of time. So let's start solving this question. So let us suppose the fixed salary of the executive is rupees X and his commission for the sales he does is Y per unit sold. So Y rupees he would be getting for 1 unit sold, and X rupees is the fixed amount which he is getting whether he is selling something or not selling. So his salary is going, so we can say he is getting how much money? 20,000 rupees he is getting after selling 300 units. So for selling 300 units, what is the amount he would be receiving? X rupees, so he will be receiving whether he is selling or not selling, because that is the fixed part of his salary. So he will be getting X plus 300Y. Why 300Y? Because for 1 unit, if he sells 1 unit, he will be getting Y rupees as an incentive. So for selling 300 units, he would be getting 300Y as an incentive. So X plus 300Y is going to be his salary, which is equal to 22,000. Similarly, if he sells 250 units, what is the salary he will be getting? X is the fixed part which he will be getting anyhow. So X plus 250Y is equal to 20,000 which he will be getting. So after solving these two equations, we can easily get the value of X and Y. So what is the value of Y? It is 40. So if X is 40, Y is 40, what is Y? Y is the amount of money he would be getting for selling 1 unit, right? Now question is asking, if he sells 400 units in a month, what are his earnings per unit? So for 400 units, his earning is going to be X plus 400Y. Why it is so? Because X is the fixed part which he will be getting anyhow whether he is selling something or not selling, and Y rupees he will be getting as an incentive for selling 1 unit, and he is now selling 400 units. So he will be getting 400Y as an incentive part and X as a fixed part. So for selling 400 units, his total earnings or total salary is going to be X plus 400Y. And we know the value of Y. It is, so can we write X plus 400Y as X plus 300Y plus 100Y? Yes, because 300 plus 100 is again going to be 400Y. So and what is the value of X plus 300Y? We already know the value of X plus 300Y to be 22,000. We can directly put it here. 22,000 plus 100Y, and what is the value of Y? It is 40. So 22,000 plus 100 into 40 is the amount of money which he will be getting, the executive will be getting for selling 400 units, which is 26,000. If he is getting 26,000 for selling 400 units, so what is his average earning per unit? It is going to be 26,000 divided by 400, which is rupees 65, or option A is going to be your answer. So this is the basic approach. This is the very general approach, standard approach, by which we have assumed some two variable, two equation, and solve that, and accordingly solve the question. There is one more approach to solve such questions, where we need not to do two variable, two equation, need not to solve two variable, two equation. We can solve such kind of question directly also. So let's look at an alternate approach to solve such question. So what is this approach? According to question, I am getting 22,000 rupees if I sell 300 units, and I am getting 20,000 rupees if I sell only 250 units. So from 250 units to 300 units, there is a jump of 50 units. If I increase my sales by 50 units, what is the increase in my salary? From 20,000 it becomes 22,000. So for increase of 50 units, what is the increase in the salary? There is an increase of 2,000 rupees in the salary if I sell 50 units more. So for 50 units, I'll be getting 2,000 rupees as a incentive. So now, so for increase of 50 units, earnings increase by 2,000 rupees. Now from 300 unit to 400 unit, there is an increase of 100 units. So for 50 units, increase is of 2,000 rupees. So for 100 unit, increase is going to be double, that is 4,000 rupees. And for 300 units, I'll be getting 22,000. So for 400 units, I'll be getting 4,000 more, that is going to be 22,000 plus 4,000, which is 26,000. So I'll be getting 26,000 if my earning increase from 300 to 400. So selling 400 units, I'll be getting 26,000 rupees. And what would be the average earning per unit? It is going to be 26,000 upon 400, which is going to be rupees 65. I hope it is clear to all of you. So this is again choice A is going to be your answer. So for some of you who have not understood this method, what I have done, I said that if I sell only 250 units, what is the amount of money which I am getting? Only 20,000 rupees, right? If I sell 300 units, what is the amount I am getting? 22,000 rupees. Why it is increasing? Because the sales are increasing. From 250 to 300, there is an increase of 50 units in the sales. And what is the increase in the earnings? It became from 20,000 to it became 22,000. So earnings increased by 2,000 if sales increases by 50 units. So now what sales we want? We want 400 units to be sold in a month. So when 300 units were, I was selling 300 units in a month, I was getting 22,000. So from 300 to 400, there is an increase of 100 units. So I know for increase of 50 units, there is an increase of 2,000 in my salary. So for increase of 100 units, the increase in salary or increase in earning is going to be double, which is 4,000. So from 22,000, it will become 26,000. So what is the total earning I am getting after selling 400 units? It is 26,000. So what is asked in the question? Average earning for 1 unit. So for 400 units, I am getting 26,000. So what would be my average earning per unit? 26,000 upon 400, which is going to be rupees 65. Option A is going to be your answer. I hope it is clear to most of you. Okay, so let's move on to next question. So just get an idea what has to be done in this question. Take 40-50 seconds, then I'll be solving it for you. Okay, so I hope most of you have got an idea what has to be done in this question. So let's start solving this question. So this is question number 25 of your handout. What does this question is saying? Manideep person gave 20% of the apples with him to his father. Full stop. He gave 30% to his mother and 50% of the remaining to his brother and kept the remaining with him. So what percentage of the total number of apples he initially had does he now have with him? So that is the question which is being asked. So let's start solving this question. So let us say Manideep initially had 100 apples. So how much did he give to his father? 20% of 100, which is going to be 20. And how the remaining apples now become 80. So how much did he give to his mother? 30% of the remaining. It is going to be 30% of 80, which is 24 apple he will now give to his mother. So 24 apple he will be giving to his mother, and whatever left, what is the number of apples left now? 80 minus 24, it is going to be 56. So out of these 56, 50% he gave to his brother and 50% he kept with himself. So out of what is the 50% of 56? It is 28. So 28 he will give to his mother and 28 he will keep with himself. So the number of apples given to his brother is 50% of 56, which is 28. So 28 apples he will keep with himself and 28 apples he will be giving to his brother. I hope it is clear to everyone. So what has been asked in this question? What percentage of the total number of apples he initially had does he now have with him? So he will be having now 28 apples and initially he was having 100 apples. So 100, how much is 28 of 100? It is going to be 28%. So answer is C option, 28%. I hope this question is clear to each of you. So what has been asked? Let's again solve this question. Mandeep have given 20% apples to his father. He gave 30% of remaining. In your handout, it would be clear that by mistake in this question it is given he gave 30% to his mother. Not 30%, 30% of the remaining, obviously, because remaining is happening. So in your handout it was correct. He gave 20% of the apples to his father. Whatever be left, he will give 30% of that to his mother, and whatever be left, he will keep 50% with himself and give 50% to his brother. So what percentage of the total number of apples he initially had does he now have with him? That is the question. So I have assumed, let us say Mandeep initially had 100 apples with him. So how much did he give to his father? 20% of 100, that is 20 apples he gave to his father. And now he is left with 80 apples. Now he will be giving 30% of this 80 to his mother, which is 24 apples he will be giving to his mother. Now what will left? 80 minus 24, which is 56. Out of these 56, half of the apples or 50% of apple he is going to give to his brother, and 50% he will keep with himself. So 28 he will going to keep it with himself. So 28 is what percent of 100? Because initially he was having 100 apples. So 28 is 28% of 100. Answer is going to be 28%, or option C. I hope this question is clear to all of you. Right? So let's move on to next question. Question number 26th of your handout. So just try to solve this question. Try to get an idea what has to be done in this question. Then I'll be solving this question for you. Okay, I hope all of you have read the question and some of you have solved it also, and some of you have got the idea what has to be done. So let's start solving this question. So let me just solve it for you. Due to an increase of 25% in the price of apples per dozen, Ram has to buy 2 dozens apples less for rupees 1000. Find the original price of apples per dozen. You need to find out the original price of the apples per dozen. So due to an increase of 25% in the price of the apples, I don't know what is the price of the apples earlier. So let us assume the price of the apples, let A be the initial price per dozen of the apple and B be the number of dozens of apples he initially bought. So A is the price per dozen and B is the number of dozens of apples he initially bought. So how much is the total cost? It is going to be A into B. If I purchase B dozen of apples and A is the cost of per dozen of apple, then my total cost is going to be A into B. And how much did I spend? 1000 rupees. So can I say A into B is equal to 1000? Yes, we can say this. Now what has happened? Price is increased by 25%. So earlier price was A. Now new price will become how much? If the price increases by 25%, now we have discussed in percentages the multiplying factor. So we can use multiplying factor directly here. If the price increased by 25%, what does it mean? What is the fraction equivalent of 25%? It is 1 by 4. So it will become 1 plus 1 by 4 times. What is 1 plus 1 by 4? It is going to be 5 by 4 times. So new price will become 5 by 4 times the original price, which was A. So new price will become 1 plus 1 by 4 times of A. And the how much now he will be getting? He will be getting 2 dozens less now, because price is increased and the total money is constant which he has to spend on these apples. So obviously he has to purchase less number of apples. How much less he has purchased? 2 dozens less he has purchased. So earlier he was purchasing B dozen of apples. Now he will be purchasing B minus 2 dozens of apple. So now total expenditure is going to be price per dozen into number of dozens. So 1 plus 1 by 4 times of A into B minus 2 is the number of dozens of apple he is purchasing. And this total price is going to be again same, which is 1000. So can I say 5 by 4 into B minus 2 is equal to 1000? Yes, I can say. So we can easily solve them. From first, we can easily put the value of B, which is 1000 by A, in the second equation to get the whole equation in terms of A, and after solving I'll be getting the value of A to be 100. So that is asked in the question, find the original price of apples per dozen. So original price of apples per dozen, I have assumed it to be A, which is 100. So 100 rupees is going to be my price. So choice B is going to be my answer. What I have done here, I have assumed that initial price was A rupees per dozen and total B dozens he was purchasing. So total expenditure on apples is going to be A into B, which is given as 1000. Now what has happened? Price has increased by 25%. What is the fraction equivalent of 25%? It is going to be 1 by 4. So now new price will become 1 plus 1 by 4 times the original price. So which is 5 by 4 times of the original price, and original price was A rupees. So it is 5 by 4 times of A. And what is the number of dozens of apple he is purchasing now? It is B minus 2. So 5 by 4 times of A into B minus 2 is going to be 1000. Now just solving these two variable two equation, we know how to solve them and got the value of A to be 100 rupees. I hope it is clear to most of you. Okay, so let's start. Let's do next question. Next question number 27 of your handout. So just go through the question once and try to get an idea what has to be done. This question is little bit lengthy, so take 1 minute time to understand what has to be done in this question and what could be the alternate approach also to solve this question rather than going for the original approach. So just try and understand what is asked in the question. Okay, so let me just explain the question once to you, then we'll be getting over to the solution of this question. So what has been asked in this question, the compound interest on a certain sum or at a certain rate of interest for the second and the third year. Very important, it is given as second year, not 2 years. So there's a difference between second year and 2 years. In 2 years it is a cumulative interest of first year and second year, and if it is given that second year, so it is the only interest for second year, not the cumulative or the sum of first and second. Similarly, if I have given the interest for 3 years, it is going to be the cumulative interest of first 3 years, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3. If I have given the interest for third year, it is going to be the interest for only that particular year, third year. I hope this difference is clear to most of you. So the compound interest on a sum at a certain rate of interest for the second and the third years were rupees 17280 and 20736 respectively. You need to find the sum. What was the sum about the principal we have invested? So one is the clerical approach or the standard approach by which we can solve by using the formula amount is equals to P1 plus R by 100 ki power n. And to get the compound interest, we can subtract principal from the amount. So compound interest is amount minus principal. So what could be the formula for compound interest, which we have discussed in SICA? It is going to be amount minus principal. And what is the formula for amount? It is P1 plus R by 100 ki power n, where n is the number of year, R is the rate of interest, P is the principal. So either way we can do it. So first we are going to do it by standard approach or the normal approach or the clerical approach, where I am going to use that formula. So compound interest for second year was given. So let's sum be rupees P. I have invested rupees P and the rate of interest is R% per annum. So what would be the compound interest for second year? It is going to be the amount at the end of 2 years minus amount at the end of first year. If I subtract amount at the end of 2 years from amount at the end of first year, I'll be left out only with the second year's interest, and it is only required. So second year compound interest is amount at the end of second year, 2 years minus amount at the end of first year. So what is the amount at the end of 2 years? It is going to be P into 1 plus R by 100 ki power n. What is the amount at the end of first year? It is going to be P into 1 plus R by 100 ki power 1. So from this we can take P into 1 plus R by 100 common. What will be left? 1 plus R by 100 minus 1, which is R by 100. So we can write it as P into 1 plus R by 100 we can take common. So what will be left out? 1 plus R by 100 minus 1. 1 will get cancelled out. So it will become P into 1 plus R by 100 into R by 100 is equals to 17280, which is given to us compound interest for second year. Okay. So now compound interest for third year. Now what is compound interest for third year? It is going to be amount at the end of 3 years minus amount at the end of 2 years. What is the amount at the end of 3 years? It is P 1 plus R by 100 ki power 3. And what is the amount at the end of 2 years? It is P into 1 plus R by 100 ki power 2. So we can easily find out it is P into 1 plus R by 100 ka cube minus P into 1 plus R by 100 ka whole square, which is given to us as 20736, third year compound interest. So again we can take P into 1 plus R by 100 ka whole square common. What will be left out? 1 plus 100 R by 100 minus 1 and 1 will get cancelled out, will be left out with R by 100. So it is going to be R by 100 into P into 1 plus R by 100 ka whole square, which is 20736. So from first and second, if we divide first from second, P into 1 plus R by 100 will get cancelled out, R by 100 will get cancelled out, will be left out with only 1 plus R by 100, which is 20736 divided by 17280, which is 1.2. So 1.2 minus 1 is going to be 0.2. So R by 100 is 0.2, or R is equal to 20%. So now we have got the rate as 20%. What is asked in the question? Principal or sum was asked in the question. So P was asked in the question. So we can plug in this value in any of the equation to get the answer. Suppose we just put the value of R is equal to 20 in first equation. We have got the value of P easily. So the value of P comes out to be 72,000. I hope it is clear. So this is just the standard approach or the clerical approach by which we can solve this question, but it is very lengthy approach. So there is one more approach to solve this question. It is also somehow lengthy, but not this much lengthy. So let's just look at one more approach to solve such questions, where second, third, fourth, fifth, like this is given, not 2 years, 3 years is given. So we can solve it by using that approach also. So what does this alternate approach says? This alternate approach says compound interest for any nth year is equal to compound interest for any n minus 1th year plus interest on that for a year, for 1 year. Compound interest for any nth year is equal to compound interest for any n minus 1 year and plus interest on that for 1 year. So compound interest for third year is going to be compound interest for second year plus interest on that for 1 year. I hope it is clear. This is the formula which you can remember it as a formula also. Compound interest for any nth year, not n years. It is nth year. It is equal to compound interest for n minus 1th year, not n minus 1 year. It is n minus 1th year plus interest on that for 1 year. So in our question, 2 consecutive years are given, second and third. So we can say compound interest for third year is going to be equal to compound interest for second year plus interest on that, interest on the compound interest for second year for 1 year. So it is going to be how much? What is the compound interest for third year? It is 20736, and compound interest for second year was given as 17280 plus R percent of interest on that for 1 year. What is the interest rate? R percent. So R percent of 17280. So we can take 17280 common. It is going to be 1 plus R by 100. So what I'll be getting by solving, we can easily get the value of R. So what is the value of R here? R is going to be 20% again. So if R is 20%, so we can easily get the value of P by just plugging the values. So what is the compound interest for second year? It is P into 1 plus R by 100 ka whole square minus P into 1 plus R by 100. So by plugging the value of R as 20, we will be getting the value of P, which is 72,000. So this is also one of the approach. By using this formula, you can also solve. What is the formula? Compound interest for any nth year is equal to compound interest for the n minus 1th year plus interest on that year, interest on that amount, that compound interest for n minus 1th year for 1 year. I hope this is also clear to most of you. Okay, so let's move on to next question. So this is question number 28 of your handout. Just quickly read the question and try to get an idea what has to be done. So you have 30 seconds to get an idea what has to be done. Then I'll be solving it for you. Okay, so what has been asked in this question? Find the sum of squares of even numbers from 6 to 24. So what you need to find out, the sum of the squares of even numbers starting from 6 going up till 24. So what you need to find out, 6 square, 8 square, 10 square, 12 square, and so on, all of them you need to find out. So how can we do that? We need to find out the squares of 6 square plus 8 square plus 10 square plus 12 square and so on up till 24 square. So we can take 2 square as common. So what will be left out? 3 square plus 4 square and so on up till 12 square. So we know the formula to calculate the squares of first and natural number. What is that formula? N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. But that formula is only applicable if we take first n natural numbers ka square. But here squares is starting from some different values. So we are starting from 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square and so on up till 12 square. But we do not know any formula to calculate the squares starting in between from natural number. We can get the sum of the squares of first n natural numbers by using the formula n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. So now we have to convert them in that formula form. So what we want, what extra we want in this equation? We want 1 square plus 2 square. If 1 square plus 2 square would have been there, we can easily get 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square up till 12 square. I hope it is clear. So what we will do, we will add 1 square plus 2 square and subtract 1 square plus 2 square. So what I will be getting? 2 square we have already taken common. So inside we have added 1 plus 1 square plus 2 square and subtracted also. So there they will cancel out. So what will be left? 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square and so on up till 12 square. Minus 1 square minus 2 square. Now we know the formula to calculate the squares of first and natural number. What is the formula? N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. So it is going to be 2 square into 1 square plus 2 square up till 12 square. So what is this going to be? It is 12 into 13 into 25 by 6. Minus 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. Minus 1 minus 4 is going to be minus 5. So after solving, what answer we will be getting? 2580, which is option B of your choice. I hope it is clear. With the formula which we have studied is for squares of first and natural number. We cannot take in between. So what we have done, we have just inserted 1 square plus 2 square and subtracted also, so that our answer will not change. So that we will be getting the answer in that form only. I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to next question. So this is question number 29 of your handout. So just quickly read the question. This would be the last question probably of this class. Just quickly go through the question. Okay, so what is this question asking? Find the greatest number which leaves a remainder of 4, 5 and 7 when it divides 184, 305, 427 respectively. We have discussed, I have only told you, we have discussed this question in our numbers class, where this was model number 4, this was SCF model number 1. I hope you all have remembered that models of SCF and LCM, which we have discussed in our basics classes, basic of numbers 1 and basics of number 2. So in that class I have already told you how to solve such questions. This is HCF model number 1, where we need to find out the greatest divisor, which when divides 184 leaves 4 as remainder, divides 305 leaves 5 as remainder, and when it divides 427 leaves 7 as remainder. So how can we do that? We have already discussed. I am just again doing it for you. So our dividends are given to us 184, 305 and 427. And what are the respective remainders? 4, 5 and 7. So we know the equation. What is the equation? Dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Just plug in the values. If we divide 184, so dividend will become 184. Divisor is, let's say, D. Quotient I'll be getting K1. And what is the remainder I'm getting? 4. So easily we can subtract 184 minus 4 will become 180. So from first we'll be getting a equation 180 is equals to D into K1. Similarly from second, what is dividend? Dividend will become 305, quotient will become K2, divisor will remain same D, and remainder will be 5. So we can take 5 to that side, it will become 300 is equals to D into K2. Similarly we can do it for third equation as well. So now we need to find out the highest possible value of D, and D is the factor of all three of them. So we need to find out the common factor of all three of them, and that should be the highest common factor also. That is the HCF of these numbers. So what is the HCF of 180, 300, 420? It is going to be 60. So your answer is going to be 60. And we have discussed a note in this case also. In this case, answer will always be obtained by taking the HCF of difference of respective dividends and the remainders. So we can we would have done this question directly also. 184 minus 4 is 180, 305 minus 5 is 300, 427 minus 7 is 420. We can directly take the HCF and that would be our answer. I hope it is clear. I have just gone through this question very fast because I only discussed this concept in our basics classes very clearly. So we have discussed two examples also in that class. So I hope all of these questions are clear to you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.